So anyway, y'all, welcome to the 414 podcast. I'm Daryl.
I am Armando. See, I got the hoodie up. Hoodie mellow today.
I guess you're still not doing the AR thing.
I go to the studio Friday.
Okay.
Then I'm back to the real AR.
Okay.
Right now I'm just Armando.
Speaking of studio, check out Saturday's podcast. The first part of Tune In to Tune.
Oh yeah. Mixtape went crazy.
And we still miss stuff.
Oh yeah. And it brought me back to some days.
Man.
I was vibing. I ain't want it to end.
I almost got in trouble with that whole single thing. But
mine with prostitute. I almost got in trouble with that. I had to. You know that you messed up when you started explaining stuff before it happened. I got home, like, you know that kid when you got in trouble in school, and then they staple that note to you, but knowing well that they already called the school already, so you just sitting by the phone. Cause you trying to pick the phone up before your mama and them answer. That was me when I got home. I panicked immediately. I swear to God, I panicked.
I didn't say prostitute. I said I salute.
No, so I panicked. I couldn't even fake it, right? So all of a sudden, I start opening the door. I get in there. I hear me on the TV, and then she was already playing the episode before I even got home. I panicked. I said, wait. I took the charger and everything. I mean, yeah, the computer died. I was that petty. I said, whoa. Let me explain. Before you listen to this, you not have to butter up. I was like, I brought her some Taco Bell, some all that. Got every sauce, the Diablo sauce, the mouth sauce, the hot sauce.
So you just treated her like that homeless person off the off the offering.
Hey, and it's like got softened the blow a little bit. I said, look.
Okay.
Look. Before we get 22 minutes in, where the battle start, I need to explain something first. Then we was good. You was single prostitute. A single prostitute. Don't put both of them together. It don't sound right. Order me a lift. I'm just trying to be in your presence since you blessed me with this gift. All of my friends dead and gone. No time to right their wrongs. Well, welcome to the 414 podcast.
All right, so let's get into this. Denver, welcome.
Well, so like Denver, I knew it was gonna be a tough night for him. So we was picking Denver, right? But we didn't know going into it that they was gonna go into it with all those problems.
Yeah.
Porter Jr. damn near playing with a broken back.
Aaron Gordon.
He became unplayable. Aaron Gordon, before Game 7, he had a grade 2 hamstring pull. And then it's just like he was game time decision, which he shouldn't even play.
He shouldn't have played.
Because if you seen him out there, like, the numbers weren't even great.
And what is he? He's an explosive player. He needs his legs under him.
Yeah, and then you counting on him being in a dunker position to be able to get those dunks. And if we talking about a Denver team that's already not that athletic, so especially at that position where you need to hold a Jalen Williams and all them other people, and now you lose your athleticism, so you're not even average at best at this point. So, yeah, it was tough. So, even going into the Denver series, so like Denver starters was responsible for 13 out of the 22 turnovers. OKC players, 3 out of the 5 starters had a plus 30. If you into your analytics and your plus and minus stats, Jalen Williams 24, Shai had 35, and if you look at Denver. Only person that got about that was I want to say Jokic. He had 20, but he still only got 9 shots. So he got about 11 free throws.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm looking at that, I'm just like Denver. You already know going into the series, you only win by a small margin when you do win.
Right.
And usually when OKC win, it's by 20 something plus points.
By blowout.
Yeah, so you already know it was a slim margin that you had to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And by you making 13 the starters out of 22 turnovers, wasn't looking really good for you.
Yeah.
6 players on OKC had a plus been on the court. And if you look at, and this is crazy, no exaggeration.
Mm-hmm.
If you went to analytics again, plus minus, all the different players, whoever they put on the court was minus. Jokic has minus 30. Westbrook minus 34.
Yeah. Watson,
Aaron Gordon,
Braun.
every you just go down the list, it's just minus, minus, minus. So no matter who they put on the court, it was just bad.
Yeah.
Like bad.
The other thing is like they do have a few like young guys over there, but Denver is an old beat up team. You know, and that was the thing. I was thinking if Denver got out of this series, there was no way that they were even going to like make it to the finals because like back to back 7-game series,
Yeah.
and then you have to go against Anthony Edwards. No.
Yeah. And like Jamal Murray, this is why I never can trust Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
He would look great, and then he would just look terrible.
Yeah.
Like what was he? 1 from 8 from the 3-point line, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just terrible from the field. Maybe 6 from 16 from the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not accurate, or I'm somewhere around that number.
Yeah.
But it was just he just didn't show up as well either.
He didn't.
So saying all that, I don't know what kind of food you eat, Jokic. I know you're a little weird. You from a different country. We don't know what you like to eat over there and stuff.
Something
like
hard to pronounce, and it probably has a lot of horse in it.
Yeah, Westbrook looked like he gonna be mad at everybody there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he always mad.
Just aggressively taking a bite out of some chicken.
Yeah. So, welcome to the cookout.
Right.
Welcome to the cookout. Welcome to the cookout.
At least we're going to have a lot of international flavor because we got Jamal Murray, Canadian, Jokic from
somewhere,
Lithuania or
somewhere on the map.
Uzbekistan or whatever. But
somewhere on the map. He look like he from where you be like, I'm from there. Right there. You don't even know.
That's the ocean. Close enough.
That's close enough. That's in that area, that ballpark. But yeah, welcome to the cookout.
Mm-hmm.
Boston, we forgot to welcome you to the cookout.
Right.
So y'all have to come to us because we're not going to Boston.
Right.
I'm not going to Boston.
Y'all racist.
Yeah, I'm not. No, because they probably already think we got grape soda rating and barbecue chicken. And they probably already think we got some greens. They probably think we ready to listen to Martin. They just got all the stereotypes ready for us.
Look, and also like in Boston, I'm just not trying to like pretty much be in like a Family Guy episode. Like if y'all.
I like to put stuff online.
I'm good. I don't want to be around no like Mark Wahlbergs or no Peter Griffins or like Ted the Bear. I don't want to deal with that. So, yeah, y'all come to the cold. Y'all come to Wisconsin. It's a nice balmy 58 right now.
Oh yeah, that's good weather for us. That's good weather.
That's cookout weather for us.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So just a good preview over what to expect for New York and for the Indy series. We finally got the wrestling match we've been waiting for.
Let's go.
Finally.
You know, like how, and you know how storylines, like at least from my perspective, and also like we haven't forgotten about y'all. Hookah Lounge is coming. We just got like some stuff to sort out, but man, we've been talking about at least wrestling wise, we've been talking about Halliburton, Brunson for the better part of like almost 18 months.
Battle of the Light Skins.
Battle of the Light Skins. So,
well, Holly is a little bit lighter than Brunson. Holly is like Fowler Folder Brown. Folder Brown. And then the other one, he's more like...
He like Secret Document Brown.
So, but we still got the Battle of the Light Skin Brothers. Right. Like, you hit one of them, they both go turn red. That's how they both light skin.
Fades versus braids. We got, man, we about to see something right now.
Yeah, so basically, Indy. So they didn't play. It's small sample size. So Indy went 1-2 against New York in the series. Like I said, it's small sample size, but to me, it's hard to determine the series. So you look at the numbers for the season. New York averaged about around 106. Indy around 117. But whenever they face, it was always 20 plus blowouts. So all
Right.
three wins was by 20 plus points. Indy either blow them out or Indy get blown out. But again, the playoffs is a different animal. It's about who's the hottest and who looked the best
Right.
at winning.
Right.
And to me, Indy, I mean, you dealt with you play with teams against with injuries, right? But you still look good at what you was doing.
Yeah.
2 rounds that we saw New York in, it was both dog fights. And they just outlasted their opponents.
Yeah.
You barely won against Detroit. You just beat them because of the inexperience. And then you beat Boston. Let's say, just be honest, because Tatum went down.
Yeah, but I still think that they were going to win that series.
Yeah.
Because I think the Detroit series prepared them to face Boston because of like just it. They had to grind it out,
Yeah. So
and Cat like grinding.
I gotta take this call. Yeah, he definitely just said cat like grinding. You heard that too, right?
Yeah, I heard
I
him.
heard that too.
I bet he cried when he get done getting
And
some.
grinding like the Clips.
It look like the girl gotta hold him when they get done.
I mean, you a little
Yeah,
zesty.
he's zesty.
That's what you saying?
Where extras is that
Oh,
sauce?
his Kool-Aid got a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah, like the whole bag.
That
of
what you
sugar.
said?
Like no sweet and low, no Splenda.
Oh,
Sugar.
okay. I'm sorry. I had to take that call. Had to take that call. So going back, even looking at the New York series, so it's a hard series to judge.
Yeah.
Because the last time they faced each other was in February, which explains Cat zestiness. Because I wonder who was his Valentine and who he had for Switch's Day.
Oh no, I can also just see him. Like Bird. It's cold and
I can see somebody bringing flowers to somebody. He like flowers, flowers
for me. Like
Let me smell. Oh man, that's probably why his hand messed up. Them thorns was pricking him and stuff.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. See, he started it. I was trying to be good today. I was on my best behavior. I swear I was. You see, I even got this button up, business casual. Because the zipper is the little necktie.
No.
But going back to it, so they didn't face them until February. If you know anything about around that time, if you was looking at Indiana, they wasn't playing their best basketball.
Right.
Right? They was barely above 500, maybe 2 or 3 games above 500. And they was, I'm going to say after that New York loss, they start to fire their stride.
Yeah.
So you played a team really that you never really faced before. Even though you played against them, you haven't faced this Indiana, this version of Indiana. And then, I don't know, New York, they have won these 2 series, but to me, offensively, it looked like they digressed.
Yeah, I agree with that. But also, what you had mentioned last week, it's also just Indiana's playing like more like free flowing, like they're having like a good time. Like momentum is everything, but also just like you look at how New York left their final series with Boston versus how Indiana left.
Yeah.
Indiana, like they're up, whereas like New York, they're down. So it's a matter of like also like just like that team chemistry, like just kind of like where they are all at, like mindset wise.
Even when New York win, you can't tell they won. Like nobody's smiling, nobody's happy. It just look ugly.
Agreed.
But so for the series, Jalen Brunson was 29 a game. So I mean, I felt like he's going to get his numbers in these series.
Yeah.
But will it contribute to winning basketball? Because even for the series, I want to say what New York averaged about 20 assists a game, but then and probably not even that. And then Indy is almost close to 30 a game. So you could tell that it's one ISO heavy team versus one team that I don't care who scored.
Ball movement.
Yeah, and long as the ball go in, like we good. So I feel like Karl Anthony Towns is going to struggle this series because you have two people to worry about that's just like Karl Anthony Towns on Indiana. So you have to worry about Siakam, and then you have to worry about Miles Turner.
Yeah.
So you have two versions of Cat.
Oh, what? Wait! Huh? Girl.
No. Two versions of Karl Anthony Towns, not two versions of Cats. Just
Moving on.
moving
on.
He gotta be Carl. I can't say Cat no more. No, it just everything you say with it just sounds suspect.
Yeah.
It just you got two versions of Karl Anthony Towns with the Indiana Pacers, right? So even if you sub out Siakam, you still got Miles Turner to do the same thing, and that can match up with Karl Anthony Towns. But what you sit down Karl Anthony Towns, you're only replacing him with more defense, but you lose the athleticism and the shooting.
Right.
So Mitchell Robertson is going to have a hard trouble covering Miles Turner in the pick and pop. And then Karl Anthony Towns, he's used to playing drop coverage as well. So it's like you got two bigs that really like to pick and pop, not pick and roll.
Right.
So to me, defensively, it's going to be hard. And then you go try to put Josh Hart on Siakam, which is going to be a matchup nightmare.
Yeah. Siakam might actually have like one of his like better series.
Yeah. So to me, this is an OG. This is a series for him. Because if we're going to try to cancel something out, OG has to cancel out Siakam.
Right.
Like I said, Halliburton, he's not going to match Brunson. We know that.
No.
Not with the scoring, at least.
Yeah, but also like with Brunson's defense on Halley, that's not gonna. They're gonna cancel each other out basically.
Yeah. So again, I think this is a tough matchup for New York. So if you look at Detroit, Detroit had moments where they struggled to score, which was easy for New York because New York, they go through these glimpses where they're hitting every shot, they look great, and in the same game, the offense just looked terrible where they can't hit a shot.
Right.
So against Indiana, they don't go through those dry spells where they're not hitting shots. They see everything sounds suspect nowadays. All basketball terms. So they spread you out. Pause.
Shao Cat.
They spread you. They spread you out. They spread the court. There you go. They spread the court. Right. I'm sorry. And they make you defend every position. And if your rotations aren't there, they're going to hit a shot. They're going to get a 3-pointer.
Right.
Right. So they make you kind of play in scramble mode on defense. So, and that'd be the struggle for New York because they don't have the guys that can just chase everybody around and run them off the 3-point line and be able to defend in space. I just feel like Indiana just figured something out offensively.
Yeah.
Like I said, New York, you can't afford to just go on these dry spells. But we'll see which style benefits who. To me, it's the first team to 100.
Yeah.
It seems like one of those, the first team to 100, that's who will win.
I can see that. Yeah, because this one, I don't know. Like, I can't really determine who's going to win it, but I do think that is going to play a part. Like, first team to 100. But also, I don't see this being that long of a series. I think whoever wins is wrapping it up in like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Whoever that favors, I'm not sure. This is a tough one, honestly. But whoever first one to 100, but also this is probably gonna be a 5-6 game series.
Yeah, but just because of the style of play, because nothing inside the paint is going to be easy.
Yeah.
To me, it's going to be one with jump shooting.
Mhm.
So who can consistently knock down the most shots?
Right.
And that's where it favors Indiana. So maybe Knicks is due for one of those games, but to me, this is going to come down to jump shooting
Mhm.
because it's going to be hard to get inside the paint. You got Miles Turner, you got Siakam, and you got Toppin and different people off the bench for Indiana that's going to protect the paint. And that's what they force you to do. If you look at when they played against the Bucks, they forced both teams to try to hit jump shots.
Mhm.
They
Kept
look
them
at
off the
it.
paint.
They
No,
forced
they-
Cleveland though to shoot jumpers. They
Mhm.
forced them outside of the paint.
Yeah.
But New York, look at it. New York. I won't even say it's the same New York team we used to seeing because you don't know them this year for just being defense, right? Because you'll get shots against them. So I don't know. It's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
I have Indy,
Mhm.
but let's just see how I go. Like I said, it's just a battle of different styles
Yeah.
now.
You know, styles make for great matchups at times. This is gonna be an interesting one, I think.
Yeah. So we also have the Wolves against the OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Again, both teams won 2-2 split.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really no blowouts. The best game was the last game when OKC was up by like almost 40,
Mm-hmm.
and then Minnesota came back and won.
Yeah.
Let's see if Minnesota can contain Shai.
Yeah.
His last games 37, 38, and 42 against the Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So we go see if they can contain him, if they can stop him. Anthony Edwards was around 27, 28 points for this series.
Yeah.
Shea around 32 points. So we trying to see like which styles again is going to win. Can they live at the free throw line? OKC to slow the game down. It just I don't know. OKC just faces a different animal. It just seemed like Minnesota would have been better if Denver won. But maybe Timberwolves found something in
I
these
think
two series they did. You took down LeBron and Luka. You took down Jimmy Green and Steph. So that's
Steph.
yeah. I mean they took him down because he got hurt. So.
Yeah.
But let's just see if they found something. They probably got some renewed confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, that's what matters. You play with confidence, you damn near can accomplish whatever you need to.
Yeah. And I do. Anthony Edwards is on the tear right now. Like there's something about like his hunger, his tenacity. Like I feel like for him, like he's not going to like back down from like the challenge. He knows what is in front of him, and I feel like they've had some time off. I think he's ready.
Yeah, and plus, if you remember last year, Stephen A. Smith had a one-on-one exclusive with Anthony Edwards, and he was talking about Shea Alexander. And Anthony Edwards said, "I'm better than Shea." Time to prove it now.
Right.
It's time to prove it. You come out publicly and say that live interview before the All-Star game. It's time to prove it.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know what's happening in the East. I can't even like give you a winner for that. But I'm going with like the plucky underdog. I'm going with Minnesota.
Yeah, I was going to go with Minnesota too, because you guys would get a chance to look at the stats. The numbers are even.
Mm-hmm.
Rebounding, assists, steals, blocks. To me, it's just about this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the most heart? Who got the most heart? Because I can even see this series, Anthony Edwards picking up Shea.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I can see that.
Yeah, because I now last series I can understand why he didn't hold Steph because there's too much running around.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many screens to get through.
Yeah.
It's too much. But Shea, I can see him.
With a trip to the finals, I think Edwards is holding Shea.
Yeah, but the key thing is will Shea hold
Edwards? We'll see.
Yeah. So we have Minnesota and they play tonight. I mean tomorrow. They play tomorrow. And then we have
New York, Indy. It's a coin flip right now for me.
Yeah. Battle with the light skinned brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting topic. Before we go. So I remember Paul George. So I was just watching his podcast, and they were just talking about the style of play, the player skill sets, and everything. And he felt like there's nowadays you don't have that lockdown defender. So he felt like there's not a Shane Battier, no more Tony Allens, no more of those lockdown defenders, no more Scotty Pimpers, no more lockdown defenders in the league anymore. And not because of terrible defense, but because the skill set of the new generation.
Right.
So one of his arguments was he only can make their job as hard as possible. But when you think it's great D nowadays, pause, they still end up hitting the shot. Like even when I watch the game, like I'll be like, there's no way Steph can get this shot up. There's no way. And he's still into making the shot. Like I remember when against the Houston series, I thought Jalen Green did a great job with holding Steph.
Yeah.
And then he did one of those like dribble the ball, fade away, running towards the corner, out of bounds, turn 3-pointer, just nothing but net. Like I just like,
Yeah.
Think about it, as a defender, what do you do with that?
Right. What can you do?
What do you do with that? So like, I don't know. And then I feel like these offensive players, they study defenses. They study how to get their shots off. They study different tricks, how to foul bait. They in different angles and stuff.
Right.
Like I don't know. Just the skill of these players nowadays is just crazy. So let us know in the comments. What do y'all think about today's skill? Do you think it's just great skill, or you think the rules allow them to play the way that they play, so you can't really be aggressive on defense?
Yeah.
So you think it's bad defense nowadays? You think the rules play a part, or you just think it's just highly skilled players?
All right.
So I got one more last thing before we leave.
Oh, go ahead.
One last thing. Make it make sense. Right? So the make it make sense, because I know you guys haven't heard of make it make sense in a while. All right. So it's just basically, why does basketball terms sound zesty? So why is it every time you have to say a basketball phrase, you have to say pause? And I know you're wondering, Armando, Daryl, where are you going with this? I'm glad you asked. But you didn't comment. Leave it down there. All right. So when you hear timeouts, and in the NBA, and they be going into the huddle and teams be losing, and the coach be like, look, we have to get to these 50-50 balls. Right? It's the first team that can get to these loose balls. I need you to get to the loose balls. Whoever gets to the ball first, that's who wins. So I need you to dive on the floor and get those balls. Right? Pause.
Yeah.
Right? Like major pause, right? If you're playing basketball and get your homies and stuff, and then they wondering, like, no, bro, my defense is better than yours. And then you go to somebody else that played against y'all, and then you go to them and you be like, bro, be honest. Who got the better D? My D better than his, right?
Shout out, Cat.
Right? The major pause,
Yeah.
right? If you getting to stop on defense, you at the gym. Like, yeah, bro, good D. Like, you really shouted that across the court? Right? I'm saying, pause. Like, before the game start. Right? You in the huddle. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to play with heart. We're going to do this. Yeah, today is our day. We're going to go hard from the tip.
On that note.
No let up. From the tip to the end, we going hard. See, that's what, you see where I'm going now, right?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Basketball terms. Why do basketball terms sound zesty? Why do every time you say something about basketball, you need to say pause? Another example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grab that rebound. Stop tipping the ball. Why y'all keep tipping the balls? Right?
I'm leaving.
Pause. Hold on. Look. I got another one. When you dunk on somebody, why do they call it a facial? Oh, he just gave him a facial.
I'm gonna let you.
It ain't nothing I can do about it. Praying for her health, so I can knock the flu about it. Time heals. That's some shit I'm really doubting. Touch the ground before I can stand.